During the period of this video, we have completed the block work on both houses. We've installed the drainage on the first house, that's internally and externally, both for the fall water and the rainwater. We've built up the levels with hardcore and sand blinding, installed the insulation, installed the reinforcement, the damp-proof membrane both below and above the insulation, and it's ready now for the concrete pour. If you're enjoying this series and you haven't already subscribed, then please remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell so as you're advised of a new video being posted, because there's lots more videos in this series. We're going to show you right the way through the complete build. So let's go and have a look at what we've done in this last period. So the block work for the foundation walls on the rear house has now been completed. If you look here, we've got the filling inside the actual walls. We filled it up with muck and then a layer of type 1 there, and then further over, if we look there, we've got all the drainage having been put in just about here. This is all the internal drainage that needs to be positioned before we pour the concrete, because clearly this is for fall water, and then on the outside we've got the rainwater drainage. We need to do this obviously at this stage because we've got to be able to prep. It's going to be in a solid floor and we won't be able to run the pipes after the foundation has been poured. So let's go and have a closer look at some of this. So if we look here, we've got the cavity wall, and inside the cavity wall there now we've laid in a mixture of gravel, sand and cement. This is fairly loose at this stage, as you'll see, but in fact what will happen is as it rains, this will then wet the concrete element of it, or at least the cement element of it, and that will then eventually harden up. Here we've got the hardcore, which has been filled up. And if we go down the side here, you'll see from here the sort of level that has come up from. So it's come up from the foundation wall base, which is just down there. Within the foundations, we've got the pop-ups for the drainage. So this is basically here in this configuration here, we've got a couple of bathrooms, an ensuite towards the rear of the wall there. So so we've got the pop-up there for the toilet, for the wash hand basin, and then for the shower. For the disabled access bathroom, we've got the point there for the shower, and then we've got there for the sink, and then this one is for the wash hand basin. These all then run through the house. Out to the rear here. We've also got one over there, which is actually for the first floor, where that will come down, the sewer water there. And this takes us out to the outside. These are raised up currently because these will have rodding points. And then what you'll see there is, in addition, this is going to be where the gutter downpipe is going to come, and there's ones at the other ends as well. So we look at the back of the house. We have on this one here is essentially going to be the rainwater, and then the inside one is the fall drainage. Where they stick up as before, these are where they're going to be rodding points. And then you'll see there that black pipe that is going through the wall there, that's for ducting, for bringing in the electricity. There'll also be a couple of more ducting points in there to bring in other services. We then have a small inspection chamber for the fall drainage. Down the side of the house here, we have the rainwater drainage running down there to a further larger inspection chamber, all of this obviously has to slope downwards, so there's a fall in the line, and this then obviously helps with the flow of water. So it's all embedded in pea gravel underneath, and then there's a top layer of pea gravel that will go on top of it. This allows for some movement in the pipes so that they're not rigid and wouldn't get broken without a movement in the ground. All of this will connect to other drainage, however we're not putting that in place because the risk of damage of other equipment moving around the site during the construction is likely to damage it, so the final drainage connections will not happen until the end of the build. Blue pipe that you see here, and then at the other end of the foundation, that's basically bringing in the water, so that's the inward water coming from the water supply company. The block work on the second house has now been completed, and so we will be able to then start laying the drainage and infilling the base of the inside the block work, and then compacting it ready for the top foundation base. On the first site, which is now got that all in place, we find that we've got the drainage in place. You can see there the various pop-ups around the foundations. You will see that there's hardcore being laid. This is in order to support the scaffolding, because we need a firm base for that. So today we'll be laying the damp-proof membrane along with the reinforcement. That will then take the insulation, and we will then have a further top coat of damp-proof membrane, and then we will be able to concrete the site over. So on top of the insulation, there was a further damp-proof membrane put on. Then the reinforcement has been put in place. In addition to that, there are these concrete blocks underneath. This is to raise it above the level of the insulation. Now, the specification was not actually for us to put damp-proof membrane there, but the difficulty is sometimes the concrete would make the insulation float, and so we've put a further layer of damp-proof membrane in order to make sure that that doesn't start to float when we pour the concrete. In addition, you'll see around here the insulation, the upstand insulation. So this basically gives the complete envelope of insulation. And then we have here the wall plate, and this is for the timber frame kit. And then the lower part here is where we'll start to build the block work for the building itself on the outer skin. So I hope you're enjoying this series, and remember to subscribe if you haven't already and hit that notification bell. If you want to watch the video prior to this, then watch this video here. If you want to watch the video after this one, then watch this video here. Until the next time, take care and look forward to seeing you then. Bye-bye.